Hey everyone, welcome to the very last session for DevFest 2020 with GDG Doha for day one. So we've come to almost the last session. So super happy that you've all joined us throughout the entire day. And for this last session, we have a very exciting topic, one which is very close to my heart, which is on augmented reality. So here we'll learn how to build multi-platform augmented reality applications using AR Core and Unity. So my name is Sachin. I'm a Google developer expert. I'm also the CTO of a company called as Tuplo Life, which is a connected healthcare company based out of Dallas, Texas. I also head the Google Developer Group's Doha. So if you're interested in connecting with me through social media channels, make sure to connect with me through Twitter. I also have my own website as well as Medium, where I write a lot of tech articles and blogs. And if you're interested in more visual step-by-step tutorials, I've started my own YouTube channel. It is pretty brand new. I've started it for the past few months, where we actually cover topics on AR, VR, cloud, machine learning, web, mobile. So everything will be having different tracks where we have talks with experts, where we have talks with different kind of projects where we'll be doing it from scratch. So make sure that if you guys are new to this, go to youtube.com/techwithsuch and subscribe to the channel. And the good thing about this whole process or today's session is this entire session is completely covered in as part of a tutorial step by step. So over here, I'm here to talk more about, show you different demos and what are the possibilities and how you can build your own augmented reality applications from scratch. So speaking of augmented reality, what is augmented reality? So for people who are actually very new to this whole space, we'll also see how you can build multi-platform AR applications from scratch today. So speaking about augmented reality or AR is an interactive experience of a real-world environment where the objects that are there in the real world are enhanced by computer-generated images. So think about this. We have our entire space over here, our physical or real-world environment. And by placing computer-generated images, 2D models or 3D models, or even sound, you actually enhance the overall experience. So that's what basically augmented reality is. And if you get into this whole space of AR, VR, now you kind of see a lot of these terms in terms of mixed reality. So what is mixed reality? Mixed reality is the merging of real and virtual worlds to produce new environments and visualizations. So think about this. Let's say you have a photo frame on the wall, or you have an empty wall, but you'd like to visualize something on the wall. So with mixed reality, you can actually have a video or any kind of visualization or graph directly available right in the real world environment. So it's like merging both the physical, the real world, and the virtual world together to kind of have a seamless experience for the user. So that's basically what mixed reality is. AR Core. So now that we understand what is augmented reality, let's understand what's Google's part in this whole process. So Google has actually built AR Core, which is Google's platform for building augmented reality experiences. So using different APIs, AR Core enables your phone to sense its environment, okay, understand the world, and interact with the information around it. So some of these APIs are available across both Android and iOS to enable shared AR experience. So with just AR Core as such, that's provided by Google, you'll be able to go and build for both Android as well as iOS. And let's also understand some of these core concepts. So because AR is a bit different from how you're kind of used to building your traditional web or mobile applications. Here you're dependent on the camera, right? And you need to have access to other sensors within your phone to actually understand the environment around you. So the first one is motion tracking. So motion tracking allows the phone to understand and track its position relative to the world. Okay, so that basically means when I'm using my phone right now, as I move, let's say if I see a AR object in that corner, I move my phone away, and if I come back, it should still be in that specific place. So that's kind of possible using motion tracking. And then we come to another exciting thing, which is environmental understanding. So with environmental understanding, what it does is you can actually detect different sizes or locations of all types of surfaces. So let's say we have a coffee table and you want to build a game on top of it. Using your coffee table, you can convert that into like mountains and dragons flying around that specific place. All of that is possible because of environmental understanding. Let's say you want to place something on the tree. It has different shapes, angles, angled surfaces as well. So AR Core has the capability to understand different shapes, sizes, and be it vertical as well as horizontal, as well as angled surfaces. Now the next one is light estimation. So with light estimation, what happens is once you have your AR application that's available, let's say your 3D model or any kind of rendering that you're having, typically what happens in the past is your model will be there, and as you move, even if it's still there, the model will have its own lighting that's available. So it will still look a bit artificial. But think about with light estimation, what you can do is when you turn off the lights, the light estimation would also kind of your 3D model will understand that, okay, the light that I've received right now is different. So based on that, the 3D model would automatically change its shadow so that you'll actually feel that, that specific model also blends along with the real world. So here's an example of what motion tracking is. Again, as I mentioned, environmental understanding allows you to detect the size and location of all types of surfaces, be it horizontal, vertical, and angled surfaces. Now, the next major breakthrough in terms of this whole experience is Depth API. So before, when I started building augmented reality applications back in 2011, so you could always place 3D models that you see over here. You can always place it anywhere in the space. But the problem with these 3D models is it doesn't know how to identify that, there's this specific place has a depth, right? So here, when we used to play with augmented reality applications before, this point object will just remain as it is. But it should be, if it is on the floor, you should actually have an experience like this. Now with Depth API, that's possible right now. You can actually place in 3D models or your rendering anywhere as part of the real world. And if at all there's any part of, let's say, a table or a chair or any object that's actually hiding it, or if the model is behind it, you wouldn't be able to see it. So that adds in more realism into the whole experience. So the Depth API uses depth from motion algorithms to create depth maps. So depth is provided for scenes between 0 and 8 meters. So the optimal depth accuracy is achieved between 0.5 meters and 5 meters from the camera. So with that being said, let's build and learn. So typically what I would do is, the first thing that you need to do is open Unity. So Unity, if you go to unity.com, so Unity is actually a game engine where you can actually build cross-platform applications or games. So all the games that you're playing right now, and either through your mobile application, mobile games, or your desktop games, there's a high chance that it's built using Unity. Now, with Unity being a game engine, how is this useful for building augmented reality applications? So Unity has a framework called AR Foundation. So let me zoom in a bit. So this is AR Foundation. So AR Foundation by Unity is, uh, let's actually look at the official. So the AR Foundation framework allows you to actually build augmented reality applications for which is actually using AR Core. AR Core is by Google. AR Kit is by Apple. You have Magic Leap and HoloLens. So by building the application using Unity and AR Foundation, you basically can deploy the entire experience across all these platforms. So as a developer, this is a one-stop solution for you to actually build augmented reality experiences. Okay, so now that we understand what AR Foundation package is, let's actually go to Unity. So the first thing that you need to do is download Unity Hub. And the reason why I would highly encourage that you guys do this approach is Unity Hub allows you to actually have different versions for each project. So Unity keeps bringing in the Unity editor with different versions of it based on different features. So what happens is, let's say if your application was working fine based on the dependencies of this specific version, if Unity comes out with a future release and those dependencies are deprecated, your application won't run anymore, or you'll find some dependency issues. So instead of that, here you can actually maintain the different versions that you want. So at the time when I was working with this was the most stable version. So I chose that. And you can also choose the target platform. So Android, if you're on Mac, you'll have Android, iOS, and so on. So you can choose the different platform, and then you can continue. And for the next step, all you have to do is open the project. So the project again is available as part of the AR Foundation. So you can search for AR Foundation samples project from GitHub. You can download that entire zip file and have it opened using the Unity editor. Okay, so from now on, it's gonna be more of demos, and I'll exactly show you how simple and easy it is to actually get started with AR. Now, before we actually dive deeper into this, I pretty much get a lot of questions related to the whole concept. How can we actually better design augmented reality applications? So the answer is the best way to actually learn AR is through AR. And why I say that is Google has actually created an AR application called AR Core Elements. So I would highly encourage that you guys try it out. I'll actually show you by sharing my screen. While I actually have that up and running, you can switch back. Okay, so here I have my phone. So you guys are actually seeing my phone over here. Search for AR elements. So as I scan the environment, you can see how the objects are rendered and placed. So I'm just going to place it over here. And with this application, what you can do is understand different concepts like user environment, user movement, object manipulation, and user interface. So I'm just gonna click on user environment, and let's say we go and try something like this. Right? So here you can have different 3D models. So large objects can encourage users to move around. So here I can actually move around or go closer to the 3D model and kind of have that experience. So over here, the next one is ambient lighting makes objects look more realistic. So one of the things you can see over here is as I move around and go back to that specific place, those objects are already visible over there. So this is one of those things where we were talking about light estimation. So with light estimation, your model will actually behave to the environment lighting condition. So let me actually try this. I'm just going to turn off the lights here. So you can see that it's slightly starting to change. And I'm just going to move around and turn off the other lights over here. And the final experience is here you can see you can also build multi-shared experience. So you and your friend can actually join a specific virtual game or augmented reality game using the same shared space. So here you can see two characters actually playing a chess game. So once I click on it, you can see the chessboard comes in, and when anchor is resolved, they're ready to start playing the game. So these are some of the examples of actually building or learning about how to design augmented reality applications. So the next demo that I have is so let me turn on the lights. So the next demo that I have over here is called Depth Labs. Again, that's from Google. So here you can see as I move the cursor or the phone, the virtual cursor or the 3D cursor behaves to the environment of the environment. Right? So if it's a vertical surface, you can see how that's identified. If it's a horizontal surface, it's identified accordingly. So one of the good examples of actually to show this is these colored balloons. So here I can click on these and see how you can have different colors, splash them on the wall, and also paste them directly on different surface. So see how it's behaving on the floor versus on the wall. So the same thing can happen over here as well. Okay, so these are the core capabilities of it. And you also have something called as the avatar. So with the avatar, you can actually place a specific point somewhere, and you can actually, the robot will actually follow that specific location. So here, if I move the marker here, you'll see that the robot will actually follow that. So again, the environment is too small over here for it to identify. But here, these are some of the examples that I wanted to show. Now, with all of this being said, let me actually minimize this. So how can we actually get started? So we have Unity, we have loaded our samples project, which is the best way to actually get started. There are certain packages that you need to enable. Again, all of those things are mentioned in the YouTube video. So click on the simple AR, and each of these are called scenes. So when you load a scene, this is a hierarchy window. So everything that you see over here are called game objects. Now with game objects, you can actually have different scripts associated with them. So the main scripts that's very important that you need to take care of is AR session and the AR session origin. So you don't actually need to worry about all of these. These scripts are automatically available for you using the AR package. So here you can see this is a plane manager which is responsible for detecting the different planes. These are the cloud points, and this one plays on plane. So this is the 3D model that you need to place. So it's as easy as if you click on it, if instead of the cube, if you want like a sphere, you can actually choose that and save it. The next thing that you need to do is go to File, Build Settings, choose that specific scene. So here, the scene that we tried out is a simple AR, and click on Build and Run, and give a name for your Android APK application, and this would actually work. Again, there are other settings that you need to keep in mind or you need to follow before coming to this specific area. But with the tutorial that's available, it covers everything step by step. So, and it also handles all of those tracking that we are talking about, all the capabilities and all the demos that's available as part of AR Core and the AR Foundation. So while the build is going on, if you guys have any questions or queries, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and then we can have those answered. So here I have my application automatically launched. Okay, so let me refresh this. So the application that we just built is automatically launched inside using my phone. So let me actually go into the split view so that you can see. So over here, as I scan the environment, you can see how the point clouds or the plane manager detects the different surfaces, right? So if I want, I can actually click on different spots, and you can see how the 3D model is actually being rendered. So this can be an animated character, or this can be mountains, or anything that you actually wish for. So all of those things are available directly using Unity as well as Unity AR Foundation package. Okay, so this is a simple example. Let's actually end this entire talk with another example, which I actually like, which is the face mesh. So with Unity, you can also build augmented faces. So you just like how you're used to using your Instagram filters with different effects, you can actually build your own with Unity. With Unity and AR Core. So in this case, I'm gonna choose one of those scenes. I'm gonna click Build and Run. And while that is actually building, it's gonna compile all the resources that's available as part of that project, and it's gonna convert that into an APK file. So in Android, it's called an APK file. So once that is converted, it then loads automatically onto your phone. So while that is going on, let's wait for it. So we are almost done. It's sending the application to my phone. It's done, it's ready. So if I actually launch. Okay, so here goes. So here on the, you get to see the split view. As I'm showing my face, I have a weird image that I've actually used or chose based on this specific project. So as I move around or talk, you can actually see the facial expressions change as well. So hope you guys actually enjoyed this. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. You can see how the different areas it's keeping those anchor points in place. The only thing that it's not doing a good job is covering my beard. So with that being said, we've come to the end of our session today. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the different demos and how you can actually learn and build AR through augmented reality applications. So do try these out, the AR Elements application and the Depth Labs by Google. So do check those two out. And at the end of the day, you can build your own. So here's a good chance for you to actually build. And the video for that is this one. You can go through this full tutorial, which will actually take you step by step in actually building everything from scratch. If you want to learn more about other technologies, make sure you subscribe to the channel. With that, thank you all for having me for today. It's been an exciting session with the whole DevFest. This is one of our biggest virtual event that we have conducted with multiple sessions back to back. This is just for day one. For day two, we have other Google developer experts and Googlers joining in as well. So don't miss it out. Don't miss out on the opportunity to interact with all of these experts and Googlers. And finally, just a reminder, you have, if you're a resident of Qatar, you have a chance to win a Google Home Mini. So don't forget to submit the feedback form. And thank you all for joining for DevFest 2020 with GDG Doha on day one. Thank you all and have a great night.